What's up, fams? Coach Cam back again with another video. This time it was my latest upper body workout. As you can see, I'm not at my normal gym. This was actually a YMCA in Virginia near my in-laws' house as I was on a break from work. So I had to hit up this gym and hope that the machines were the same or close. And sure enough, they were very close. So it worked out well. I had no idea what weights to use. I just picked the last weights I used in my last session at a completely different gym and just hope for the best. Thankfully, it actually was good enough weights for the day. First 3 exercises are machines. The last 4 are just dumbbells. And you can see how hard I'm pushing myself. Push your muscles hard. They want to be pushed hard. They want to be challenged directly, right? So if you pick the right exercises, you can hit the muscles directly and be done with them, slaughter them in a short amount of time, right? So this is destroying my chest. It's also taking my triceps and front delts along for the ride as well. And right there is failure. Couldn't get another rep. Had to lower back down. Next here is this lat pull down machine. I completely hate the grips on these types of machines because they always twist and spin on you because it's like some rubber. If it would have just been a nice metal handle, all would have been well in the world. But so I chose the neutral grip just because it felt like I had a stronger grip on that. And the other handles were a little too wide. I didn't want to hold it that wide. So all in all, this was good as well. Just training the back. I haven't done horizontal rows in like 3 or 4 months now. Nothing opposed to them. I love rows, but this routine's just working so well for me. I just don't want to even change it, And I don't think there's a big enough difference from doing vertical pulls to horizontal pulls. I think you're hitting almost all the back muscles either way, so I don't think it's that big of a deal to just do one of them. Here is overhead press. I actually started out and the weight was too light, and it took me a few reps to realize that. So you'll see me doing on the 4th rep, I finish it, and then I realized that I'm going to be here forever. So I added 20 pounds to the stack and kept going. So it's not really a drop set. It's more like an upset. But you got to do what you got to do to bring the muscles to failure in a reasonable time frame. If I would have kept this weight, it would have taken me like 3 minutes and 20 reps, and it would have been ridiculous. I like to take my sets between a minute to a minute and a half is a good range for me. So right there is a lot harder now, but keep grinding. Actually get a really hard grinder on this 5th rep. I did 4 with the 75 pounds and 5 with the 95. So somehow it felt too heavy to be able to do that, but somehow I did it. And that's another lesson that I want you guys to take away is keep pushing. Push for the next rep. You don't know that you can't get it until you actually try. And even just trying is pushing your muscles harder than if you just stopped and walked away. So your muscle doesn't know what a full rep is. I see a lot of posts still on range of motion. Oh, study on range of motion, partial reps, full range of motion, blah, blah, blah. Guys, your muscles really don't care what the range of motion is. I like to use full range of motion or really close to it. I like to keep the muscle under tension though as well. I don't like to just dead hang everything between reps if I can help it. But range of motion doesn't matter. You can do an isometric contraction and hold a weight statically until it's too heavy and you're too fatigued and you have to lower it. That's just as effective. You are recruiting and fatiguing muscle fibers. If I didn't have equipment, I would be doing stuff like that. People actually recommended stuff like that during COVID. Mike Israetel recommended going up to a door frame in your house and doing isometric lateral raises with your hands pressed out against the door frame. People don't remember that, but I remember it. It was on YouTube and I watched it. So you can build muscle doing other things. You don't have to do full range of motion, perfect repetitions, right? You can do half reps, because as long as your form is consistent and something you can track and make progress, and the muscle is exhausted at the end, that's what matters, right? That's what matters, is that you exhausted the muscle fibers. It's really challenging at the very end of a set. You're breathing heavy. Everything is reaching a maximum, and a lot of people don't know that. They think probably that this workout just makes your muscles bigger and doesn't train your cardiovascular system. That's not true. If you don't believe me, let me take you through a workout. You will know what I mean by the end of it. You'll know what I mean after 1 or 2 exercises for sure. So this workout's about 7 exercises. The first 3 are, more compounds, and the other 4 are like arm isolation stuff. So I like doing tricep skull crushers like this. My whole body still shakes a lot as I'm trying to extend the weight, but not as bad as tricep push downs. When I'm standing there doing tricep push downs on a cable tower, my abs are working just as much as my triceps, and I just don't want that much fatigue across my whole body. I'm trying to pick muscles and directly challenge them without interfering or using other muscle groups sometimes, right? So obviously the compound exercises use other muscle groups, but when I break it down to these more simple exercises, I'm trying to target the muscles of just one muscle group, really. Seated lateral raises to reduce momentum, any kipping or swinging. There's no point in that. That is ego lifting. This is not a competition, right? If someone tried to say, how many reps can you do? And it's a competition, then okay, yeah, we'll be swinging, kipping, whatever the form standard is, that's what we'll do. But there's no form standard with proper exercise. What you're doing is contracting muscles to failure. That is getting stronger. People also say, oh, well, if you move a lighter weight like this really slowly, you're not really going to be able to progress, right? You hit a plateau, you get stuck. That has not happened to me at all. First off, the weights I'm using aren't light, they're just moderate. So that was 20-pound lateral raises. This is 25-pound hammer curls. How do I know what weight to use? I look at my log from last time. You need to track what you're doing so you know about what weight to pick up for your next workout. And you need to keep the same exercises if you want to actually improve over time. That's why I'm a pretty big stickler on myself of trying to go to the same gym, use the same equipment, so that I can have the settings all the same and actually see real raw progress. I don't take any pre-workouts. The only supplement I take is whey protein, and I take like 2 scoops like every other day or so. It's not every day, it's not twice a day. I used to do some of that, but about 2 scoops every other day, just part of my breakfast if I'm feeling like it. But again, that's not even going to make that big a difference. You need the stimulus to be there, and you need your diet to be decent. You don't have to have a perfect diet. It just needs to be decent. I'm not even bulking. I'm just you got to understand, some hours of the day your body is bulking. You just ate a huge Chipotle meal. Guess what? You're bulking for a couple hours. And maybe you wake up after sleeping all night, and now your body's kind of cutting a little bit. So there's no such thing as being like 100% bulking or cutting. Your body's always fluctuating. So I just take advantage of that and just kind of chill and train hard and make progress. So there's my stats on the left. Like, share, comment, subscribe.